Hi guys, Nicholas here from the Southern Islands, and today we have a very special interview with Soon. Hi Soon.
Hello, everyone.
So this
Yeah,
is
hello everyone.
a
This is Sun, and thanks for having me, Nicholas.
okay for those who don't know who Soon is. Maybe you could tell us a little bit more about yourself.
Right. So my name is Sun. So I am the sort of like the tournament organizers for the bigger events in our region.
Yeah.
So our region meaning that will be Singapore, Malaysia, the Philippines, and Hong Kong for the English cards. So what we do is that we are the coordinator that work with the shops and with TPC when it comes to events, and we are also involved in planning and organizing the championship circuits for our region, our foremost mentioned region. So yes, that is basically my role over here, and that is why I'm speaking to you, Nicholas.
Hey, and you need to tell us what's your favorite Pokemon?
My favorite Pokemon is Eevee. One thing cool about Eevee is that, as you guys have known, Eevee has multiple evolutions.
Yeah.
That will is a very versatile Pokemon for that. So in life, I also wish to be like Eevee, to be a very versatile person.
Fantastic. So Soon is here to talk a little bit more about our new Trainers Web platform that's for our region and the championship points, but we are calling it CSP, so that's a bit different from the championship points that we were used to way back when. Thank you Soon for taking the time to speak to me and to explain more to our players about the new CSP.
Oh, it's my big pleasure actually. Thanks for organizing this chat session, and I really hope that this session will be very informative and helpful to the rest of the players who wanted to know more about the new trainers web as well as the championship system that is prepared for them for the coming player.
Yeah, thank you so
Organizing.
much. Thank you so much. Okay, so let's just dive right into it. Um, so our region, this is Singapore, Malaysia, Philippines, and Hong Kong. When the system, I believe, was first announced way back in during the pandemic time, I think everyone was very eager to can't wait to have games back again. I recall that the at the time was announced the regional league winner would obtain a day one invite, and the championships, like the winner will get day two, and then the second, third, fourth would get day one to Worlds, which is now going to be in Yokohama 2023. As I understand, based on the new Trainers Web system, that's no longer the case, right? So the regional league winner and the championship second, third, fourth place player would get CSP instead. Is that true?
Right. So the system that you just mentioned is, like you said, it was announced sometime in 2020 or around 2020,
Yeah,
where we are
yeah.
still in the midst of the pandemic. So this system is basically, as you have recalled, turns back to the really old system that we used to have with TPCI back in 2010, around there, when the winners of the regional league will get the day one invite, and then the winner of the TCG championships will get the day two invite to the Pokemon World Championships. So what happened is that during the after the announcement of this circuit, we are constantly getting feedbacks from the players on how we can improve on the organized play circuit with TPC. So one of the feedback is that most players actually would love the championship point system, or rather I would say they are very customized to the championship system that they already had here. So for that reason, we decided to implement the championship points into our region as well. This championship point has been around in Japan for a while already, so we decided to use that to implement in our region as well, because we have feedbacks that the players would prefer the championship system. So there is a little bit quiz for this championship system whereby, as you have mentioned, we will be still rewarding the Day 2 Travel Award for the TCG Championship Champion. But then when it comes to the remaining slots available for the Day 1 invite, we will be rewarding that based on the amount of the championship points, CSP for this case, based on the ladder ranking system that you have just explained. So effectively, we have removed the Day 1 invite for the TCG Regional League Champion in place for the championship points.
Okay,
I hope that
fantastic.
answers your question.
Yeah, fantastic, fantastic. So I think another question that players want to know, right? How many regional leagues can we expect from each area?
Yep, we are targeting at least two regional leagues per region.
Okay.
In or in a I would say in the organized play calendar year.
Yeah.
So yes, a minimum two per region is our target.
Okay. But there could be more lah. We just don't know. We just like for now two first lah.
Yeah, two is the minimum target that we are looking into.
Okay. Okay. Some players have asked me. Okay. So the upcoming regional league, there's be the first one will be in Singapore. There would be a day one BO1, which will top cut into a day two BO3. So some players are asking me if could you change your deck in between day one and day two?
Yes, that is a very good question because we are aware that there are different kind of decks that is optimized for best of one and best of three games. But unfortunately for this case, since this is one same event, players will not be able to change the deck between day one and day two for the upcoming regional league. And player would be expecting the same for future regional leagues for the other regions as well within the area in Southeast Asia.
Yeah, makes sense. I think like even last time when we used to play way back when, also like we played day one, day two, we can't really change deck lah. A bit unfair. But I understand where the players are coming from, especially after the very unique championships we held. We played last season.
Yeah, indeed. It was unfortunate that the last TCG championship we have to hold it in a very weird way as a COVID-19 preventive measure for the safety for all our players. So yeah, I can understand that a lot of players are understanding on why we had to implement this. No doubt that they felt that a lot of the things can be done better. We are aware of the feedbacks and we wanted to work better for it. Of course, right now, since a lot of the more COVID restriction has been eased,
Yeah.
we would be expecting that bigger events will be a lot easier to manage as compared to all those decentralized smaller events because it is quite a lot, quite a big hassle for our organizing team as well when we have so many small little events throughout the region.
For sure, and there's a lot of new players that came in during the pandemic, and I think many of them will be looking forward to playing their first like really big event. So I can't wait to see like
Yeah.
the next upcoming Singapore Regional League, how many players will be there.
Yep. Yes.
Okay, speaking of those players, just want to double confirm again the number of players that will be able to qualify in Singapore, Malaysia, Philippines, and Hong Kong. So as I understand, the championships winner will get day two, as you mentioned earlier, and then it will be the top 4 players in the CSP ranking for each place, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
That would be for Masters division, and there's juniors and seniors as well, I understand, and it will be only the first place, correct?
Yeah, unfortunately, we won't be able to provide the travel award for the juniors and seniors unless they can win the TCG championship. Then it will be awarded to them.
Wow, if they
Because
do win it,
basically
right, they deserve it.
Yeah, basically the TCG championship, whoever who won, they will get the day two invite to the World Championship straight away. So if you did not, then we'll place the ranking based on the total amount of the championship points you have earned on the leaderboard. So effectively wise, when we do the leaderboard ranking, we will remove the TCG championship champion winner first off the list, then we rank up for the CSV. Based on the championship points.
Also, I mean, you're effectively answering my next question, which is the most popular question that I received from a lot of players, which was that the championships winner also was in the top 4 rankings. So I understand you just told us he or she will be removed from the rankings, and then we just calculate the top 4 from there.
Yes, that's correct. So going back to the question previously you just asked,
Yeah.
we will have a separate table for the Masters division, as senior division and the junior division. So like I said, we will pick the top 4 from the Masters and then top 1 each from the juniors and seniors.
Yeah. So, but the juniors and seniors, I understand, will be playing against the Masters, yeah, in like an open
Yes.
open league.
Correct. Most of our tournament will be open league, whereby all the divisions will be playing together at one go. So those players if you were to look at the championship points payout, it will still stand quite a good chance if you were to keep repeatedly playing. You will still be able to meet the requirement in order to at least to qualify to get the day one Wolves invite, because I believe there's a clause where you must have at least minimum 200 CSP
Yes,
in
correct.
order to be considered as a criteria for the day one Wolves invite. That is actually meant to prevent inactive players per se. It was designed that way.
Okay, okay. Let's move on to the next question, which is also another popular question that many players have asked me. So we did have town leagues for the like there were at least 3 town leagues, I believe, for most of our countries. Do they give CSP, and will it be granted into this season's rankings?
Right, it is a great question.
Yeah.
The Trainers Web and the introduction of the championship points is actually done on 1st of September
Okay.
2022, which is 2 days ago, which is why the questions start rolling in from the players. So unfortunately, during that time in July and August, CSP will not be rewarded because the system was not up yet, and the points would not be rewarded, unfortunately.
Okay. So about the winners of the town leagues, right, for those countries, do they still get the round one bye for the upcoming regional league, especially for Singapore since it's coming very soon? So those players
Right.
like Jeremy and Hugo, do they get a day one? I mean, not day one, but a round one bye.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, only those town leagues in July and August. The CSP will not be rewarded, but we will still honor the round one buys that they were earned in the upcoming regionals. So for the names that you just mentioned, those winners of the town leagues, they will get a round one buy in the upcoming regional league. That people that is looking forward to participate on the 17th and 18th of September.
Fantastic, fantastic. Okay, let's move on to another question that's been asked me before. Someone asked me, which I think is a very interesting question. What if, in the very unlikely, I think it's quite impossible, but there may be a tiny chance, if the player that's ranked 4th and ranked 5th have the exact same score in the rankings, what happens then?
Are you referring to the CSP ranking when
Yes.
we determine for the day one Worlds invite?
Yes, that's CSP rankings, correct.
Okay, that's an interesting question because we do not have touched on the topic of the tiebreaker when it comes to the 4th and the 5th ranked player.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot for the community for raising up this question. I would consult with the Pokemon company on what's the best way to go about should this kind of scenario happens. Thanks a lot for pointing this out because I think even though the chances are slim like you mentioned, but there is still a possibility that this may happen.
Yeah, I mean, there are four places as well, right? Okay, another question that I think kind of like similar, like in another unlikely like fashion. But what if like can a player who has a spot in the CSP top 4 rankings, if they don't intend to, like they publicly say I don't want to go to Worlds, can they like pass that spot over to the 5th place player, for example?
Okay. Yes, this is another question that we didn't really touch on as well. Because mainly when we designed the whole organized play, we assume that for those players that actively collecting all the championship points will want to go to the World Championship.
Yeah, for sure,
But
right? I mean, that's why you're playing, isn't it?
yeah, precisely. But of course, we do recognize that there are instances where, let's say, the World Championship fall in a period whereby you have other commitments that you are unable to go. Will these pass on to the next best ranked player? Okay, this is a question that I'll get back to you guys again. A question that I'll owe an answer to you and the rest of our community playing the Pokemon TCG cards. So once we have an update about this one, we'll let you guys know. Thanks for
Fantastic,
raising this
fantastic.
quickly as well.
Okay, I guess we can wrap it up with one last question that I have. This is also mainly for my own personal, I want to ask. So, players from like Malaysia, Singapore, Philippines, even Hong Kong, I think many of us have been playing in like regional championships, special SPEs, in each other's countries. We fly around, we make new friends, and now they're like close friends for a long time. Like I count many good friends from like all these countries as well. I think what we really miss from back then was like that whole like flying to go and play in like another big event with all like other countries. So I'm just curious if like will there be like a future maybe Southeast Asia tournament or like something like Battlefest Asia that we had, but in real life instead.
Right, this is a very good question. Because when the players look at the organized play program that we line up from TPC, they would have realized that this is a very region-centric kind of the tournament. I'll say it's very individually designed for each and every region, rather than one as a whole that we used to have last time. So yes, I can understand why players are asking these questions. After all, we made a lot of friends and memories for
Yeah.
all the trips and the travels that we did to another country, to another region, just to participate in their tournaments and to play against with the best players from that region. And we are aware there is a niche demand from the very competitive players for this. We are working actively with the Pokemon company with regards to this, I would say this empty hole that we have not filled up yet. Yes, we would want to do something like Southeast Asia Open, where we invite, or rather we encourage players who are able to travel to a particular region or a country just to play with the best players from that country as sort of like a regional kind of the meet itself. Well, this is not part of the official circuit because the official circuit with the championship points has been already been planned. Nevertheless, we still wanted to look into such a tournament that I just mentioned, something like a Southeast Asia Open. So even let's say we are successfully able to do one, we can expect players to understand that the CSP points, championship points may not be rewarded because this is considered more of like additional initiative that is not part of the World Championship circuit.
Yeah, understood. Yeah.
Then we still wanted to put this tournament into consideration because we are aware that there are players who enjoyed making a trip, be it be a road trip or even a flight to another country, another region, just to enjoy the culture and the atmosphere of the other countries as well as the players from the other countries. Because we are also aware, usually when the top few players were to travel to each other regions, those players will be very receptive and want to host these players in their countries
Yeah.
to show us the very best in their country as well. Not only on the Pokemon side, but a country or region in general.
Yeah.
So we wanted to keep that spirit around because it increases the kind of the cohesiveness between the regions and the countries, as well as the competitiveness between the players, which I think is something that is very beneficial. So with that, yes, we wanted to plan tournaments that will keep this spirit ongoing. But unfortunately, we won't be able to reward championship points because it's not part of the official circuit. But we are looking into exclusive benefits like exclusive merchandise, exclusive merchandise or rewards that you can only get for this tournament, or even to reward, I would say, buys for bigger tournaments. Let's say, for example, TCG championships that will intensify players to actually to go ahead to participate in this tournament, even though the championship points is not rewarded. So this is something that we are currently looking at. Things are not concrete at this point of time, but we are working on something, and we hope that players will appreciate if eventually we do manage to work out something like the Southeast Asia Open, just to keep this spirit of traveling to another country, another region, just to participate and enjoy their culture. Really hope that players will appreciate that.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to seeing this like big tournament. I think many of the top players would be more than happy to play if it gives them like a buy for next round buy for championships. But like for myself, I'm looking forward to like an exclusive play mat or sleeve or what, with some like cool design, or that will be something that I'm like very looking forward to. And that perfectly like, yeah, sorry.
Yeah, what you just mentioned, I have to note it out already. It's like exclusive planet.
Yes. I definitely want like some cool looking one like CC Open, with a Pikachu on it. I had no idea, but that would be very, very like very cool swag to bring around when you go and play internationally or like go to worlds, you know.
Yeah, indeed. Some things that say that, hey, I was in this tournament before, and this is my achievement. This is my swag as an evidence. That kind of thing that people will want to show. You see, well, after all, it is hard work, to get you to the top spot for big tournaments like this.
Yes,
You recognize
yes.
that.
Yes. And with that, I think that would wrap up our Q&A with you soon. Thank you so much once again for taking some time to speak to me and to the players to explain more about CSP. And I guess if you guys have any comments, just drop them here or send me a message on the Southern Islands. I will collate all the questions and we'll pass them to Soon, and then we can post the answers on the Southern Islands page. But once again, thank you so much, Soon, for taking the time to speak to me. And I hope to see you at the Regional League, Singapore.
Indeed. Thanks a lot, Nicholas, for having this session with me. So, like what Nicholas has said, I don't rule out the possibility that we will have another sessions like this as well to clarify some of the things that the player might wanted to know. So feel free to leave the comments on this video for Nicholas to process. Then maybe we could see another video like this to have another Q&A session.
Part 2 maybe, part 2. Or maybe live at the Regional League, that would be even more cooler, right?
Indeed.
Okay, so I hope to see you there, man.
Yeah, definitely will. I will be there.
Alright. Okay, thank you guys. Bye-bye.
Bye. See you around. Goodbye.